All right. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's morning in my time, or evening, or afternoon, wherever you may be. Um, Welcome to Crypto. Oh, excuse me. Wow, I'm losing it. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you truth, the crypto truth as I see it. We need to have a little talk, people. We need to have a talk because I saw these articles and I'm like, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. I want to talk about these a couple of articles. I kind of briefed over it in the crypto quickie session, but I want to do a little bit of a deep dive. I love doing deep dives into certain articles, and these articles are kind of sort of important. All right, let's go ahead and begin. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that. Sorry about that. All right, whatever. Okay, so Bitcoin investors face severe restrictions from HSBC and UK banks. Okay, what's going on here? A report published by Sunday Times indicates that banks in the UK are enforcing stringent measures that restrict Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency investors. As per the report, the UK investors might face trouble while dealing with British banks. Why? Specifically, HSBC and other unnamed UK banks will not agree transfers from cryptocurrency exchanges. Furthermore, HSBC will not, we're supposed to be not permit Bitcoin, Ether, or other altcoin linked deposit or even deposits associated with the crypto wallet in their customer bank accounts. Notably, investors will not be allowed to use their debit or credit cards for the purchase of cryptos. Regarding the restrictions, Rand Noor, cryptocurrency trader and host of CNBC's trader program, opinion as follows. Look, this is very important. I want you guys to listen to what this guy is saying here. Many banks will put themselves out of business like this. And he's absolutely correct. Many banks will put themselves out of business like this. Banks are losing money. They're losing control. I've been talking about this forever. Every time I try to mention this, you guys need to be prepared. Make sure you do your own research because we're going to see this actually happened in the United States as well. Matter of fact, it actually happened to me personally. I had a Bank of America account, and Bank of America blocked my transaction from actually going or receiving any kind of funds from crypto. And it was kind of crazy. And I'm like, why? Like, you know, and I had to call the people up and I was upset and all of that good stuff. But anyway, the point is that this is going to continue to happen. And while they may have got it corrected over here in the United States, the reality of it is that I wouldn't put it past these issues to continue to come up. So what does this mean? If you're a cryptocurrency holder, if you're invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum and many other altcoins, what does this mean for you? Well, what this means is that, and they don't see this. Banks don't see this. The only thing they're concentrating on is they're concentrating on the here and now. And when you're concentrating on the here and now, you're going to lose every single time. Okay. So here's what's happening. Okay, so here's what's happening in bankers' minds. In the banks' minds, they're like, well, we're losing money. I don't want my customers putting money into cryptocurrency when they could be putting money into us. I don't want them saving money or earning any kind of interest on other stuff other than our fiat currency. That's their mindset. We're in control. We control everything. Here's what I see. And by the way, I'm glad I said that. I'm not a professional advisor. I'm not a professional anything. Probably a professional basketball coach, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm not a professional anything. But here's what I see. And here's what a lot of people within the crypto industry see. Banks make moves like this. And what's going to happen is that it's going to force exchanges, crypto exchanges, to be their own bank. And so when people actually have money into cryptocurrency, they're going to be able to use it like a regular credit card, which many of you guys have already seen. I'm actually going to go over this, but I'm going to click this here. Before I continue, let me go ahead and let's read a little bit further here. Similar to the FCA, the U.S. Treasury Department regards cryptos as assets that can be used for unlawful products. On that basis, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network has suggested fresh regulations to govern self-managed, unhosted wallets wallets used for storing bitcoins. Really, this is what I'm talking about. Like, they're talking about unlawful. They can be used for unlawful conducts. Do you know how many unlawful conducts I can possibly do or use if I have cash or fiat currency? You can't go into a blockchain and follow any type of transaction with fiat currency. If I have, and I've stated this before, if I have $100, I can use $25 to go do something illicit, another $25 to do something bad, and then I can use $50 to exchange it for, I don't know, Pokemon cards. Like, this is just absolutely ridiculous. So, and they have no way of recording such transactions. So this isn't about fraud, but that's what they're going to say, right? They're going to say, hey, you know what? We're going to say, out of the safety of the people, we are going to have these regulations, but it's not going to work. Again, I've said this before and I'll say this again. The technology that's coming out is going to be so great that we're getting to a point, people, to where banks are not going to be able to handle or control the money, digital money, even digital money. They're not going to be able to, because they're just going to start losing business. And then once again, I'm going to say this, you're going to have crypto cards, which I have a little thing right here. 13 crypto debit cards you can use right now. So basically with these, if reading this, if cryptocurrency is designed to reconstruct the financial world while introducing major improvements to transaction speed, privacy costs, and convenience, debit cards represent a useful bridge between old and new. A preponderance of crypto debit card option now exists that allow cryptocurrency to be exchanged for spendable fiat currency at the touch of a button. So there's already a solution to this, and banks are just starting to push people this direction. European crypto credit cards. You got Platis. Check this out. I'm not advocating for them. I don't know these people. I'm just here saying what's out there. But if we look at this, it says Plutus is one of the longest running crypto card services. Having pitched up in 2015, the London startup has its own loyalty token, which is awarded to users every time they use their debit card. Notably, though, it's a non-custodial platform which lets users retain control of their private keys, usable in almost 200 countries. The card can be topped up using GBP or Euro or EUR with ETH and Plut, the only supported cryptos at the current time. Plutus also doubles as a virtual banking account, which is offered to residents anywhere in the European Economic Area region for free. People, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And depending on what, please do your own research. Find out what you guys have in your respective countries or wherever you are, because this stuff is serious. This is your money. This is your livelihood, and banks want to be able to control every aspect of how you can spend your money. Oh, you can't spend this amount of money. I can't tell you how many times I've had to call the bank to tell them, hey, could you take the freeze off of my card? They were like, well, too much came out at the same time. I say I have to call on the first every single month because I get paid on the first, and then also I pay my rent on the first. I pay my bills on the first. I do a lot of things. Pay a lot of my bills on the first. Why? Because I get paid on the first. So it only makes sense that a large amount of money is going to be taken out. But guess what? I had to continually call every single month looking for a solution. Why? Because they have these automatic things to where they're like, well, that's too much and you can't do this and over here. Now, I will say this. On the other aspect, there are times to where, once again, I'll be frustrated because I go to Washington or I go to another state and they're like, hey, we froze your account because there were too many purchases being made. I'm like, I'm in the military. Like, I'm going to be all over the place. Like, I need some help here. You guys can't keep freezing my account. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about, people. Situations like this is what these things are solutions to problems that that Bitcoin people are facing. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investors are facing, which, by the way, I'm going to be looking heavily in the United States for a current card for us here in the United States. I'm going to get back with you guys because I need to do my own research. Like I tell you guys all the time, make sure you do your own research. For many of you guys that don't have time, please try to find time to do your own research. Try to look into different areas and different things that you can do to make your life better. Okay. So anyway, that's the news I wanted to bring up. With that, I do actually want to go ahead and get into the next news article, which is kind of sort of eye-opening. And if you guys don't understand how important DeFi is and how important it's going to be in the future, you guys, it's going to be big. Okay, so oh, that's interesting. IOTA blockchain use track COVID-19 test results at Frankfurt Airport. Oh, actually, I was at Frankfurt before. Yeah, cool. Sorry about that. Got a little distracted over the news over here. I always looking to look into the news. And by the way, for some of you guys who don't know, over in Indonesia, the plane. I guess the plane crashed a couple minutes after it took off. My heart goes out to the family and friends of people out there because that's tragic. All right, going back to cryptocurrency, Daniel Larimer, CTO of EOS developer block.one, resigns. In a short blog post, EOS social media platform Voice, Larimer hinted at future social media development, as he should, because Voice isn't really all that decentralized, I should say. There's a lot of, anyway, the point is that he's resigned, but he's resigned for a couple of reasons, and I kind of want to talk about it. So he says, number one, it's kind of eerie to me. Number one, I am proud of EOS software I was able to create and launch with the help of an extremely talented group of engineers. Alas, all good things must come to an end. As of December 31st, 2020, I have resigned my position as CTO of block.one. All good things must come to an end. While the post didn't specify a reason for the departure, his recent social media activities may hint at the founder and technologist's next moves. In Friday Twitter post, Larimer said that it's time to abandon the social media platform and warned of users' last chance to download certain social apps. A possible response to Twitter banning President Donald Trump and multiple app stores deplatformer Parler. Additionally, his resignation was posted Voice, a social media app built on EOS. I'm going to talk about this in a second, but let me read this real quick. It's time to abandon Twitter. If you want to follow me, then join voice.com and subscribe to my mailing list, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, this may be your last chance to download certain apps from Apple. I will continue my mission to create free market voluntary solutions for securing life, liberty, and justice for all. The second half of the post read, I do not know exactly what is next, but I'm leaning toward building more censorship-resistant technologies. He wrote, I have come to believe that you cannot provide liberty as a service, and therefore I will focus my attention on creating tools that people can use to secure their own freedom. Now, many of you know how much of a holochain supporter I am. You guys know that with things run on a holochain. You own your own data, so forth and so forth. This is not about holochain, but I just wanted to mention that because of the fact that he's looking for solutions that is already about to come. That's already about to come to fruition. Now, what I will say is this: we kind of need to talk about this because this is a problem. This is a problem, people. He said, I will continue my mission to create a free market voluntary solutions for securing life, liberty, property, and justice for all. All right. So now I'm a realist, okay? And the reality of it is that you can't get away from politics. I know everyone's like, oh, you got to separate politics and people. You can't celebrate. You can't, excuse me, not celebrate. You cannot separate politics, the economy. They're all connected. Religion. A lot of the things that people say, oh, no, it's just not good to talk about. But here's something that in this case, we kind of need to talk about. I should say I'm going to talk about. And I'd like to hear you guys' opinions down below. And I know all of us are from different countries, so I know we see things differently, right? It is what it is. But for me, when you have, I guess this is, it says here, it's just like a possible response to Twitter banning Donald Trump and multiple app stores, deplatforming Parler. Okay, if I remember correctly, Amazon Web Services also stopped assisting Parler or something like that. So I love life, liberty, property, and justice for all. But I'm going to tell you guys something. We human beings are starting to be self-destructive. We are destroying ourselves. We have to understand that there is a limit. When we say we have the ability to do things, at some point we have to understand that your voice can be destructive. That's a reality. How you speak, how you talk to other people can be destructive. That is a reality. When you're in a position of power, when you're in a position of leadership, you have an ability to communicate properly. You have the responsibility to communicate properly. Why? Because what you say can be destructive. Now, I'm not talking about right or wrong. Let's shift that off to the side just for a second here. And yes, this is a crypto channel, but I'm going to take a second. For many of you guys who know me, I'm going to take a second to talk about this. I have to. We have to get to a point, people, to where we're hell-bent on helping each other and not hurting each other. To where we're at a position and where we're at a point to where land doesn't matter, to where religion doesn't matter, to where what your race is doesn't matter. What you do in your own home doesn't matter. What matters is the, how should I say it? What matters is the progress of the human race. That's what should matter. It should not matter if someone is called lazy or a hard worker. Everyone deserves to eat food. Everyone deserves to eat food. Human race has to evolve from this fact that we're going to starve people, that we're going to force people to work and everything else in between, when the reality of it is that we have to get to a point to where human beings statistically, and I'm not even going to get into the statistics because research has been done, human beings want to be productive, want to move forward, but we're being held back from so many different things. Because we want, it says, he wants, he want to continue his mission for life, liberty, property, and justice for all. Let me tell you something. Justice for all is not in America. Just gonna throw that out at you. Justice for all is not anywhere. And I know that this is going to be some kind of, some of you might get upset with me, and I apologize. Please comment below. But the reality, not saying that it's a good thing, but the reality is that there are injustices everywhere. And we should be focused on solving those injustices. Solving injustices requires proper communication. Not negative communication, but proper communication. And that's the problem that we're having all the way across the world, is that we don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to talk to each other. And that's an issue. It's the same thing that I mentioned before when I talk about, when I've talked about over here in America, we have Republicans and then we have Democrats. The communication has broken down. No one knows how to properly communicate. No one knows how to properly lead. Because being a leader requires you to properly adjust yourself so that you can help people get to where they need to go or where they need to be. Now, I don't know about other countries, but here in America, we have very few leaders. And I know that everyone has their own leader, sort of. There are some people, they're after pop idols and they love all of these famous people and philosophers and everything else in between. But the reality of it is that they're not making a difference in the world. A true leader in this world will communicate properly and lead us where we need to go, where we want to be in this world. And I'm letting everyone know right now, in order for us to move forward, this is why I talk about cryptocurrency, for us normal people, for us who work, for us who aren't rich. We have an ability to get into the cryptocurrency space and free ourselves from the foolery, from this foolery here, from banks that are trying to control us. We need to move to the next level of humanity, in which we're not always trying to kill each other for stupid stuff. We're trying to help each other in the smallest things. It's a problem that we have here. So, I apologize. Just wanted to get that out of my system. I get extremely upset when I hear, because we're at a crossroads. Yes, I personally believe in freedom. I personally believe in freedom of speech. But we have to educate ourselves and understand that even if we have a freedom of speech, we have a responsibility of controlling that freedom of speech and communicating properly that freedom of speech. Now, I do understand also on the other side Everyone is offended by everything. If you don't agree with me, I'm upset. If you know, we have, and again, we have divisions within the own cryptocurrency space. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I believe in this. You shouldn't believe in that. And they get upset. They get angry. Well, I'm part of the XRP army, and XRP this and XRP that, and Ethereum is going to come out with Ethereum 2.0, and it's going to be better, and this and that. And they get heated over these things and upset over these things. We can't get upset over these things. People, we need to learn how to communicate properly. We need to be able to help each other. We need to be able to assist each other, to be able to hold hands with each other, to move forward with each other. That's part of life. That's what advances cultures. That's what's going to advance the human race. When we start looking within ourselves and understanding within ourselves that we as humans are important. And our needs are important. Not how much land you have, not how much power you have, not how much you can control other people, not how many workers you have, or how many CEOs or rich people you want to assist. It's high time that we people who are not making a lot of money, that we people who care about other people, even if you do make a lot of money, that we start helping each other, that we start assisting each other, that we start doing what's right, and not from a monetary position, but helping each other by educating each other, helping each other by coming together, helping each other by supporting each other, even mentally, enjoying life, having fun, listening to music, dancing together, having all kinds. There are so many things in life that we could be doing to be advancing ourselves, and then also our mental health as well, because that's extremely important. All right, I'm off of my soapbox. I apologize. There's a balance here. I believe in security. I believe in freedom of speech, but I also believe in that the individual, even though they do have a freedom of speech, should be able to control their freedom of speech, because speech can be dangerous. There's a saying here in America, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. Words will never hurt physically, but it can destroy your mind. It can destroy an individual's mind, depending on how you use those words, especially if you're in a leadership position. All right, really off my soapbox right now. That's what I wanted to bring to you guys today. I just want to let you guys know that I found this very eerie, especially in a time where I also believe that there's going to be more crypto, I should say DeFi is going to launch even further up and become more important. So be on the lookout for that. We all know that there's a lot of DeFi things going on out there. If you look at Holochain, someone on my Twitter had a Holochain, like a blockchain versus Holochain and Gap and all the other good stuff there. But we are going to get to a point of true democracy. But I promise you, people, true democracy is not going to happen until we learn, until everybody, not people in America, not people over at the continent of Africa or Europe or Asia or South America, until we understand that we're people, and then we start helping each other and we start taking control. That's when these leaders and everybody else, we're going to force them to get along, because they're not going to have a choice. But anyway, back on my soapbox. You guys have a wonderful day. That's a whole nother subject. I know this is about cryptocurrency, but a lot of times we have to bridge the gap, and we also have to see where things are going to go. And things are going to start becoming more private. Things are going to start, there's really going to be a battle. And I want you guys to be prepared for it, okay? So please do your own research. Find out different ways to avoid all kinds of sorts of issues and problems out there. You guys take it easy. You guys just been hit with the crypto truth as I see it. And you guys have a wonderful day.